So the brand new Galaxy Fold 8 Ultra and the Galaxy Fold 8 have been released. I'm hands-on with them, and we're gonna talk about them. All right, so if you guys have been here before, you guys know I'm a huge lover of folding phones. The Galaxy Fold 7 has been my primary phone, despite all of the phones I reviewed over the last year. There are a number of different improvements on the Fold 8 Ultra that I think you guys are really going to appreciate. There's like one thing that comes to mind in particular that I kind of wish they implemented, and another thing that I'm really excited to see how it pans out going into the future. Now, by the time you guys are watching this video, I'll have all of the new devices in hand, doing a lot of testing. So make sure you guys leave comments down below for any questions you might have, any like comparisons or testing that you want done. I'll get to as many of those as I possibly can. Now, one of the new things here that's improved on the Fold 8 Ultra, Samsung took into account a lot of user feedback pertaining to the Fold 7. And one of the big things they said they got a lot of was that for some people, they found it difficult to actually open up the Fold 7. So what they did is that they actually improved sort of like the beveling there in between the crease here that allows you to actually open up the device. And it's one of those things that I didn't have any problem opening up my Fold 7. You just kind of like put your fingernail right in the little slit and then it opens up, no problem. However, picking up the Fold 8 Ultra, the difference is tangible, not only in how easy it is, right? I don't really have to put my fingernail in there anymore. Just like the tip of my thumb now really gets in that sort of gap, that new gap that they've created, and it is an easier opening experience. But also, they've made it easier to open in that initial opening phase of the folding mechanism. And what I can say is that like when opening it, there's like to me, it feels like there's like 20% less resistance when you're actually initially cracking the Fold 8 Ultra open. And something else too, they've actually somehow made the Fold 8 Ultra lighter and thinner. How they did that, I couldn't tell you. One of those things that like when you pick it up, you can feel the difference directly side by side. But if you're someone that's using like a Fold 7, you put it down and then pick up the Fold 8, you might not necessarily notice the difference. However, side by side for sure, you can tell one is a little bit lighter. That's certainly a welcome improvement. What you're also going to be getting here is a 50 megapixel ultra wide camera coming over from the Galaxy S26 Ultra, just adding to the overall more pro camera set that we're getting on a folding phone, right? Which I do think is a welcome improvement. And one of the disappointments that I have is that the telephoto lens is not getting an improvement here. That's something that using the Galaxy S26 Ultra, I do miss a lot. What I can tell you though is that taking side-by-side images, zoom images with the Fold 7 versus the Fold 8 Ultra, you can tell that Samsung has improved the software refinement. It feels like you're getting not only a bit more detail in the images, but it's also doing a better job over on the 8 Ultra in terms of balancing the shadows and the overall like light distribution and contrast of the image compared to the Fold 7. And so, though we're not getting a direct hardware upgrade there, software-wise, there are improvements, which I'm a fan of, but don't necessarily expect Galaxy S26 Ultra grade zoom-in shots. A whole, if you guys are wondering in terms of like the actual in-hand feel and user experience, things are like largely the same there, right? You're cracking it open, you have a large, beautiful display, it's an OLED display, and everything just feels good. I mean, the multitasking is still as you would expect. Things are very smooth here. What you are getting that's an improvement, and if you're someone that's used Samsung's folding phones in the past, it's a really, really welcome upgrade, is actually going to be the brightness and also the anti-reflective coating that's now on the 8 Ultra. And a big plus too is that the Galaxy Fold 8 Ultra not only has a brighter display at 3000 peak nits of brightness, it also has an anti-reflective coating. And what you guys are gonna see here is with this light from this window, it's pretty bright, you can see the crease here on my Fold 7. And there's a bit of like a glare from the actual window where no matter what kind of angle I take, you can just barely make out the crease over on the 8 Ultra. And visibility and the viewing angles, despite the light that's blaring on it from right there, things are very, very viewable. Definitely a really welcome upgrade. The biggest thing that I'm really excited about is the processor here, which is going to be the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 for Galaxy. We're also getting a larger battery at 5,000 milliamp hours. Now, if you've watched my reviews on the Fold 7 before, you know one of the two biggest things that really sours the experience for me of the Fold 7 is the battery life, right? Going to say like the Galaxy S26 Ultra, that's a phone that you could pick up, use all day, pretty much however you want. You don't have to worry about the battery dying. Fold 7, I know this is a phone that on more days than not, most days, I have to charge this phone at least once. It just is what it is. Having a larger battery on the Fold 8 Ultra alongside a much more efficient chipset gives me so much hope in terms of the day-to-day longevity and usage of the Fold 8 Ultra compared to the Fold 7. I'm really looking forward to this, and my hopes are definitely high, but I'll have a better idea in a couple of days. And for those of you guys worried about like overall durability, I always wore my Fold 7 without any kind of case, and there's tons of dings and scratches pretty much all over this thing, and the phone still holds up incredibly well. Samsung's taken it a step further with their brand new Titanium Flex. Actually, it's the other way, it's their Flex Titanium technology, where basically there's going to be like a thin layer underneath the display, and in talking with them, this really is just to continue sort of like refining the structure of the folding display as a whole to give it better longevity and better durability. Whether you own the phone for several years or you drop it a lot, as I've dropped this one a lot. Overall, just to give even more peace of mind that the Fold 8 Ultra is going to stand the test of time. Again, this does not have any of that, but like the internal display is great, still holds up well, and even like in terms of maintaining its folding form factor with like the Flex Fold, the Z, I don't know, whatever they call this, I forget. But yeah, so the Fold 8 Ultra does have that additional piece of durability built into it. Though the battery is larger and the chip is more efficient, something that I do have a concern about and that I forgot to discuss with the Samsung reps that I was working with when I was actually going hands-on with the new units. The Fold 7 is a very capable device in terms of like raw horsepower, though it does happen at times that when it's really, really hot, like during the summer right now, we've had a pretty hot summer where we're averaging like close to 100-degree days, in some instances going to like 105. The phone struggles to keep cool in situations where like my Galaxy S26 Ultra does stay cool. I'm doing things like watching a lot of videos, heavy multitasking, or gaming, really the gaming portion. The phone throttles a bit and you start losing a bit of frames, and it's not because the phone's not capable, it's just the phone's trying to manage its temperatures, keep cool so that it doesn't damage the internals and the battery and all those things, right? My hopes are that even if there is no improved cooling system in the 8 Ultra, the Gen 5 Elite for Galaxy is a more efficient chip, less power hungry and less thermal output. And so hopefully that kind of balances the scales in terms of giving us that longer battery that we want and that we're anticipating seeing. And also I'm doing a better job in terms of like thermal regulation because it's not as power hungry. We'll see. Alongside the bigger battery, what we're getting here is 45-watt charging, which is really nice, and upgraded 20-watt wireless charging as well. And something that was really impressive to see and actually like utilize hands-on was a lot of their improved agentic AI capabilities here that you're getting on the entire new folding lineup suite, right? So like one of the big things was utilizing Gemini automation to like say, look at a picture and ask it to book you a trip at that location, and it's doing this entire process in the background. You can go and do whatever else it is that you were doing, scroll social media, watch a video, answer your emails, and it's handling all of this in the background. You can tap on it, open up a little window that's going to show you the step in the process that it's in, and then you can close it again, and then when it's done, you click on the notification, it takes you directly to checkout, and then you just hit like accept. And you just saved like probably 15 to 20 minutes worth of time in terms of like booking a location because the phone just did it for you. Next step in terms of like making our phones AI companions and allowing them to automate parts of our life that we don't really want to spend time doing, so we can spend more time doing things that we want to do or need to do, right? So those things are really impressive. You also have access to like their fan cam function, which is going to be really nice for Those of you guys that are more on social media, TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, you're doing like a dancing video or you're doing something in public, it is able to track your motion through like a crowd with other people or your dancing motions, and it's going to be able to crop not just the video in a static way, but it's going to be able to crop the entire video and make sure that it's staying attached to you. That way it's much quicker and easier for you to just like export and upload to your social media of choice. Really nice. If you ask me, I'm really looking forward to the Fold 8 Ultra. Let me know guys know if you have any questions pertaining to it. Again, there's a lot of testing comparisons to be done. But yeah, have a fantastic remainder of your day, afternoon, or night, depending on the time you guys are watching this. And as always, peace, love, adios, bye guys, and have a great day.